Yeah. And the friend zone comes into play, don't it? Because you catch feelings, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
catching a cold, and it's like it's like
yeah.
a bad cold. And
Catch feelings. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. So you catch it. It's like a bad cold, and you just have to wait for it to sort of leave the body or something, or not leave the body. What's that word? You just have to wait for it to fizzle out, for
yeah.
a cold. Because sometimes when you catch a real cold, sometimes there's not much you can do about it. You just have to wait for it.
No.
Wait it out, don't it? You can, you go to the doctors and they say you got a cold. What you doing here? Just go home. Drink some water, drink lots of fluid. That's what they say. You know. So I
But
wonder
there's
what.
no cure, is there? There's
No,
no cure for the
yeah,
cold, which
yeah,
is strange, really.
yeah. So if you do catch feelings and you go to the doctors, what do you think they're going to prescribe for you? Yeah.
Well, it's difficult. But I mean, are you basing these questions on an experience,
Right.
where
Okay.
you've wondered what someone thinks of you, or you
Right.
wonder what you
Okay.
think of them?
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I think it's in. I think it's okay to share that. Because I there's somebody that I've known since I think it was since after the pandemic. I can't remember if it was during the
Right.
pandemic or after the pandemic. And it was
Yeah.
somebody that I met on, well, not met, but somebody that added me on Facebook. So somebody added me
Right.
on randomly. She was of the same religion with me. So, she felt it was all right. I felt it was all right as well, because I consider her my sister in the Lord. And
Yeah.
and as such, so but I think I might have given her too much room to play. So she started by texting to say, oh, I'm just checking to see if you're okay. What's your schedule for today? I don't like sharing
Mm.
what I'm doing, it's all right.
No.
Yeah. So I'd just say something like, yeah, well, I've got some work to do, and I've got to do this or that, just vaguely. And she was nice at first. She was very nice at first. She would ask me if it's all right to ring because she wanted to talk to me
Mm.
about something. And I think, well, what could you possibly want to talk to me about? And I
It
know.
sounds like you were putting her off a bit.
Well, I was trying to because I didn't want to lead her on, if you know what I mean.
No, of course.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't want to lead her
no.
on. I felt like Um, and she got me on a soft spot, actually. She got my soft spot. And it was the fact that I hope she doesn't watch this, but anyway, because it's still ongoing. And she is terminally ill. Terminally
Oh
ill.
dear.
Yeah, so I just couldn't bring myself to say, listen, I
Mm.
don't want to keep talking to you all the time, you know.
Yeah,
And so I allowed that. I allowed her to get too close, really. And
yeah, yeah.
and when
Very difficult.
yeah, and when I started saying to her, I said, right, listen, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And she goes, why? I
Mm.
have to give her a reason. I said, I don't have to give you a reason. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. You're just gonna get heartbroken, and I'm trying to save you the stress. And she just cleverly bypassed that by saying, you know what? I'm not looking for a relationship with you. I just need somebody to talk to because I'm going through a hard time.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, all right. All right. I'll be the nice person.
Yeah, and it's a difficult one, isn't it,
It
really?
is,
Because you
it
don't
is.
want to, if
I
she's
know.
terminally ill, you don't want to just sort of make her feel rejected, I suppose.
I know.
But you
So
don't still, you still don't have to overcommit yourself. I think you
don't
can
I don't.
be
This is the thing.
supportive without being always available.
Yeah. I keep saying to myself, I don't have to be there all the time for you.
No,
That's not
no.
my responsibility. In as much as, I do feel for your predicament, but
Yeah.
I still don't want to add to it because that I'll be adding to it. And then she'd say something like,
Mm.
so are we okay to talk tonight? What are we talking about? Yeah, she's always bringing up something like, oh, that we
Mm.
need to talk about. I'm like, right, okay, I want to watch the news. I want to do this. I want to do that. Oh, and now she's no longer hiding it. She's like, you know what? She came out with it. I really, really like you. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I would like us to be. I'm like, yeah, but I told you from the start. I did say
Mm.
that to you. I said we
Very
can't,
difficult.
yeah, we can't really go there. We can't.
Yeah.
We just cannot. And I cannot give you reason. I don't have to give you any reason. I'm just saying we can't. And I think I reserve the right to say that. And she was like, yeah, yeah, I know, I know, I know, I know, I accept
Mm.
that. And she every time she says that she accepts that, I sort of like drop my
Yeah.
guard a little bit, and then she gets closer. It's like an enemy advancing,
Yeah.
you know. It's like, here's a white flag. I'm raising my white flag, and then you say, all right.
Yeah, and as I say, it's not like an ordinary relationship in the sense. I mean, has she got long to live? You say she's
Um,
terminally ill.
you know, she's going through chemo at the moment, right? So she's going through
Yeah.
chemo, and the last result was really positive. Right?
Mm, good.
So last result was really positive. Um, but that's not why. That's not
No,
why I
no.
you know, the reason why I don't want to go into a relationship with her is I don't, I think she's really attractive, but I just don't connect with her, if that makes sense.
No.
I don't
Well, it does make sense. Yeah. Yeah.
emotionally, I do not connect with her,
No.
so I'm just trying to let her down in the nicest way, in the nicest way to
Mm,
say, it's not like you're not beautiful, you're gorgeous, but I still don't want to end to go into a relationship with you.
yeah. Yeah.
And she said something, Trevor. She said something that really got me thinking. And do you know what she said? She said to me, I can't say in the exact words because I can't remember, but she said to me, she said, um, why are you being why are you being closed? Or let me see how to put it. Why are you not why are you what's that word she used? Why aren't you why don't you want to be happy? I'm like, I'm like, yeah, well, how does that relate to you? My happiness is not, it
Yeah.
has no correlation with you, I want to be happy, yeah. And she says, why are you stiffening your heart? Why aren't you just letting yourself feel loved? Um,
Mm,
why aren't you letting yourself feel loved? And it got me thinking, Trevor, and it got me thinking, is that, can you be close? Can you have uh, can you, can you not be open to relationship? Is it possible to not be open to being in a relationship? Because I know
well,
that I am open to being in a relationship. Just
yeah. If it's the right person, perhaps. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that got me questioning myself to say, have I been pushing everyone else away from me? Does that make sense?
I think it is a yes, it does make sense, and I think again it comes back to what we were saying about, if you like, attraction. I mean, there's some good, channeling my poetic side. Things like the heart wants what the heart wants. You
Right.
know, and again, I think going back to my song Aphrodite's Voice, I think it says in there somewhere that we don't we're not attracted through our eyes, but through our hearts. Although we might have the first impression visually of somebody. It's what's inside our hearts, our soul, that is attracted to someone. And you can't. I mean, it's a brilliant song. I know George Michael used to sing it, and I think it was written by an American lady called Bonnie Raitt, and that is "I Can't Make You Love Me."
Oh,
And again, it's a soulful song that acknowledges the universal truth that however much we may feel we love someone, we've fallen in love with them, we can't make them love me back. And sometimes I think some scholars would say that it's incredible that any two people actually fall in love with each other, because it's not the easiest thing to really do. I mean, this is this is not an advertisement for my songs, far from it. But
no, carry on.
in my song, in my song "Lady,"
Yeah.
I think it says near the end, one of the lines I wrote is, "I love you incredibly, you love me too," and I think that picks up on that point, that it's actually quite an achievement, a human achievement, if two hearts, two souls actually fall in love with each other. And as you said earlier, it's the most incredible feeling, which in itself, that the novelty, which the word means new, it wears off, of course. And then you hope it may develop into something strong and deep and so on. But we never get everything. You can't have the if you like, the new excitement of being with somebody. That won't last probably more than 2 or 3 months. And then if it's going to last longer, well and good. But yeah, the whole business of human relationships is a minefield, isn't it, really?
Sorry, Trevor. But I want it to last for long. I want it to last more than 2, 3 months. I want it to last forever, Trevor. You're breaking my heart here.
It doesn't last. No, that's not. It's not a negative thing to say.
Is
I
it
think
not?
because if a dose of reality hits people after a while, they find they don't quite feel as lightheaded and fleet of foot, having fallen in love. But it's the beginning of the process, isn't it? And again, it's interesting. Are relationships meant to be lifelong? And I suspect the answer, or part of the answer, is some are and some are not. I mean, I was married for a long time, actually, over 25 years, and I never I just assumed, to be honest, that it would go on for always. And someone I thought less likely to get involved with somebody else was my then wife. She just wasn't that sort of person, but it happened. I mean, she was attractive, and good luck to her, but it was not the best thing to ever happen to me.
Yeah.
But I also accept that I believe if a relationship breaks down, there has to be two sides to that.
All
You
right.
know, they say not just two sides. Takes two to tango, but it takes two to tangle as well. So there's always two sides. But
Mm,
yeah, that came as a shock. But I think that's life. I think some couples are not destined to stay together. Um, they may have a good few years of happiness together and fun, because fun is important, I think, in a relationship.
yeah.
Um, I remember just one thing I was talking about fun. It wasn't at the time; it just comes to me. It makes me laugh now.
Okay.
We were staying at a hotel. I think it was in Bournemouth. Don't know whether you've heard of Bournemouth on the south coast. Nice place.
I've been to
And
Bournemouth.
it was it. Sorry,
I said I have been to Bournemouth once. The beach.
you're right. Yeah, it's a good place. Yeah, and we were there for a weekend. It was a friend of ours. It was, I forget what it was. I think it was to do with. I think he was a mason. Anyway, we, along with other couples, were invited for this weekend. We went to a different place each year. It was ladies' weekend or something like that. Anyway, we went to this very nice hotel. I think a privately run hotel, not a chain or anything. And everyone had arranged to meet there lunchtime or early afternoon on the Friday. And so we got down there just after lunch. I think we stopped for lunch and then got to the hotel. We signed in, and it had a feeling it was a bit like Faulty Towers in the sense that the man, he was very, he wasn't belligerent, but he was very, he wanted to tell us so many things about his hotel.
Yeah.
And we'd signed the papers and all that. And he said, yes, he said, now, just to let you know, we've got a brand new swimming pool downstairs, which we've had built, and a sauna and steam room, all the rest of it. He said, so we very much like you. It's only just been opened. We very much like you, if you can, go down there and try these things out, and you can let us know what you think. So anyway, we went to our room and we thought, well, actually, and we saw some of our other friends were around in the lounge and all the rest of it. But we said in our room, we said, well, why don't we go down and have a sauna, have a swim, and then a sauna? So we went down there. Virtually no one down there. A couple of people in the pool. So we had a quick swim, and we did used to go sometimes to a sauna with friends. It was quite good. So anyway, it all looked very nice down there, a bit like a Roman baths, the pool, not that huge, but it was nice. And then, so we got out there and went into the sauna. So we went into the sauna. You sprinkle some water on the hot coals and all the rest of it, and you get very hot in a fairly short space of time. Anyway, I noticed one thing in there that I'd not normally seen in a sauna. There was a red emergency button. I
Right.
just noticed it was there, an emergency, hit the button sort of thing. Didn't think anything more of it. Anyway, after 10, 15, 20 minutes, we really were hot, inevitably. And we said, well, okay, we'll, because there's only us in there. I said, that was nice, let's go up. So we go to the door, pulled it, and it wouldn't open. And I remember thinking, I just all sorts of thoughts go through your mind. I thought, I've not pulled it hard enough. No, it wouldn't open. So I, and I thought, well, you hear of people getting locked in fridges
Yeah.
in shops or something, and you can die pretty quickly. I
Yeah.
thought, if we're locked in here, we've had it, sort of thing. It's actually a very alarming prospect.
Right.
So I thought, well, I said to Marion, I said, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to hit this button. It wasn't a glass, but you had to hit it. I
Yeah.
said, we've got no choice. Otherwise, we're stuck. So I tried it one more time. This wretched door wouldn't open. And I thought, there's no key or anything. So I hit the thing, and then you could hear him speak through some speaker. He said, is everything okay? And we said, no, we can't open the door. He said, oh, don't worry, I'll be right down. And anyway, we thought, well, at least we're not going to be stuck in here.
Yeah.
I just said the door won't open. We're trying hard. So anyway, it's a window in the door, so you could see out. And then
Yeah.
after it seemed an eternity, but after 2 or 3 minutes, this chap, this Basil Fawlty character, came skidding round the pool. It was like a cartoon. He was running round. And I thought, well, thank God for that, because you feel a bit like being trapped in a lift, which is pretty horrible.
Yeah.
And I felt we were stuck in this steamingly hot place. And he came to the door and he just pulled it open. I thought, we're done. Now, of course, they have a handle inside so you can pull it shut.
Yeah.
But when you see a handle on a door, there's an instinct, to me anyway,
Yeah.
you think it opens inwards. But it didn't. But in trying to open it, I'd snapped the handle off. I forgot to mention that. I thought, well, I've broken the handle. We'll never get the door open now. So and he opened the door. He said, what did you press that for? I said, oh. And I said, look, this is this. I didn't laugh at the time. I said, this is your handle. I said, I'm so sorry. We thought the door opened inwards. And anyway, we were not flavour of the month, as you can imagine. And he said, oh, well, I said, I'm so sorry. And I really thought, I think I offered to pay, but they didn't take money. But I did feel the rest of that weekend, every time we walked through the lobby or the lounge, I felt the reception people, their eyes were on us, obviously been told what they'd done. And I felt such a complete idiot, as you can imagine. But perception is all. If you think a door opens inwards, I say you don't always instinctively think it would try the other way. And that was it. But that was so embarrassing, as you can imagine.
You know, who it reminds me of with the handle. I just pictured you with the hand, with the broken door handle in your hand. And it reminds me of Frank Spencer. Some mothers do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Betty and all that.
feeling that came to my mind.
But that was the thing. It was so embarrassing to be there with the hand. I said, and I tried to give it. I thought I'm not sure I knew what I was doing, but I said I tried to give him this handle as if he was in. I said, "Oh, thank you so much." But it was shocking. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done, I think.
On that beautiful note, we'll bring the show to a close.
And of course, my wife, Marion, she just sat there quietly saying nothing. She didn't want to get involved. And I don't blame her, but I took the full blame and everything
I think in
for
instances
both
like
of
that,
us.
women are quite more embarrassed than men, aren't they? You know, they just sat there like, oh.
Yeah, so I won't be doing that again in a hurry.
All right. Thanks for watching the Alien podcast with myself, Emmy Hikins, and Trevor Gear. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.